Hi everyone, thank you so much first of all for joining in. My name is Bhupendra Singh. I totally have a industry experience and I'm working in marketing cloud space from past 1 year and to a certified consultant. So today we'll be discussing about data, how it is used and what all capabilities it holds. So let's start with our agenda for the day. So today we'll be discussing about data sources, contact builder, a little bit introduction about contact builder if you haven't attended the previous sessions. Uh, Data sources, in data sources we have different data sources, that is system data source, synchronized and custom data sources. So we'll go in deep one by one on these sections. Uh, so yes, let's start with why data structure matters. So as we know that, that marketing cloud can digest data from n number of sources. So to create a connected, definitely there will be a lot many attributes coming in for a specific record when it comes to having a lot of platforms from where you are bringing in the data in marketing cloud. So to create a connected customer profile, we need to develop a data model that accepts the data in a way that it can be unified through all the sources. Just to check in, Khati, am I audible now? Because there was again some connectivity issue. Hello? Hello? Khyati, am I audible? Okay, I can see in the chat that I'm audible. Thank you so much for letting me know. Uh, Let me share my screen again. Uh, is my screen visible to all? Can just ping me in chat. There's okay. Sounds good. Thanks everyone for telling me. I'm really sorry for that disturbance. There was some connectivity issue. Okay, so yes, we were discussing about the platforms from where we can bring in data in Marketing Cloud, and since it is coming from multiple sources, definitely it is very important for us to keep a check and to create a connected profile that we need to develop a data model and that accepts the data in a way that it can be unified through all those sources. So in a simple example, it is possible that your company website might bring in data which allows your subscribers to opt in for emails, and but other details about that subscribers can come in from your different sales models, right? And you might have data analytics softwares where your data can be gathered on where the subscriber is browsing, or if they have abandoned some cart or something like that, right? So the data can be coming in from there as well. You might have some CSV files that you want to upload directly in Marketing Cloud. So that is also a possible channel from where you can bring in the data. Subscribers can definitely go ahead and update their preferences on emails and profile centers. So yes, that is again a different channel. And the most important part is the Salesforce core products, that is CRM, from where you can bring in data in Marketing Cloud, and that is very efficient, and that gives you a very exciting limit, to connect with your subscribers and help them, having a really good personalized or other communications as well. So that is why, we really need a data structure in place as a good one. What exactly is a contact builder and how it is used? So since we talk about a single view, that is where the data builder is used for. It is used, to build a single view of customer linking data from all the sources and display all your data collection points. And you can use this information, to share personalized messages across different channels. Since you have many attributes now coming from all across different platforms, different data sources. You will have different attributes to create a better personalized messages, and which you can share across different channels like mobile studio, journey builders, advertising studio, or interaction studio. You can use that audience anywhere, right? So that is how contact builder will help you to achieve that. So now let's just discuss about the data source, the main topic for today, and how it is used. So data source in contact builder indicates, where your account stores and locates your contact information. And so data source will also help you to determine the origin of the attribute values. So if you know the origin of the attribute values, you can definitely use them to filter out the data and segment your contacts, right? So when you know the origin of the data, you can use the most recent and effective data to connect your attribute groups to, to for your communication activities. Mainly we have three data sources, that is system data source, synchronized data sources, and custom data sources. Mainly you will find the use case around synchronized data sources where we use marketing cloud connect, but for system and custom data sources you will find like these are more of the for the informative purpose, not having a real use case around in marketing cloud which you can use for. But yeah, synchronized data extension is there, where you bring in data from your CRM platform, Sales Cloud and Service Cloud, and you can use it in your Marketing Cloud. And we'll discuss about how we can do that. Okay, so let's move in our org and see a little bit, do a little bit hands-on. Is my org visible? Let me just. I'll share my screen again. Is my screen visible to all? Can you just confirm in chat window? Okay, I got it. Thank you so much for that. So if you want to go in the data sources, you'll have to navigate to the audience builder and then contact builder. Here you can see the data sources tab. Initially, the initial look of the contact builder looks like this, and this will be more of the attributes, attribute groups that is there already, and you can create some attribute groups as well. This takes another session, but yes, attribute groups are very helpful when you are creating them. It is very helpful for your journeys where you can use the contact data and all of those stuffs. So we'll discuss about data sources today. This also get linked with some of the data designers as well. So system data sources are basically represents the data structure that has been created in your business unit by default. You cannot add on or you cannot delete some of these. This basically depends on the capabilities that has been enabled for your account in Marketing Cloud. Depending on them, these data structures will be visible in your view. So you'll find mainly Salesforce Marketing Cloud, email applications, mobile applications, and predictive intelligence application structures here. And when you click on these attribute to view the attribute, you will see that what all attribute it holds and where it is coming from which attribute group it is coming from. And these attribute groups are already there in the data designer, as I showed you just now. So this is coming from these attribute groups, and when you go on these attribute groups, you can see that these are default created in your Marketing Cloud business unit. Let's say if we go in the email application attribute group, so if I go in there, I can see that if I hover on that, you'll see that this is system defined and this is by default created in my business unit. And these are the attributes which my Marketing Cloud is, this data source is using for my email applications, right? So this is data sources which are created by default. You'll not have much of a use case around system data sources, but more of the informative purpose you can use it for. next, let's move at synchronized data extension. This is the main, I think, data source which is very well used, and you will be using it often when you will be working in the Marketing Cloud business unit. So synchronized data extensions are a data extension which are used, to bring in data from your CRM, Sales Cloud, and Service Cloud to Marketing Cloud. And before doing that, you'll have to enable your Marketing Cloud Connect to have this capability enabled in your Marketing Cloud. And to connect your Marketing Cloud with CRM, you will have to perform some of the steps which are there for Marketing Cloud Connect. Like you'll have to, first of all, you'll have to install a package in your CRM, then create marketing users in CRM, then you'll have to create some API users in your business unit, and then you'll have to link it. So yeah, there are step-by-step process. You can have trailhead document. It's very detailed enough to know how we can connect Marketing Cloud and CRM using Marketing Cloud Connect. So you can use that, and once you are able to connect your CRM and Marketing Cloud, you can see that these synchronized data extensions will be enabled in your org. When you do that, you can set up the objects from your CRM and Marketing Cloud. Here, I have already, set up some of the objects in Marketing Cloud, but I can create one more for you if you can, and just have that. It's a little bit slow. So here, while synchronizing the objects, one thing that we need to keep in mind that, it is very important to bring in data which is only for use of Marketing Cloud. You should not bring in everything in that is present in your CRM, right? Because Marketing Cloud is not your database center. It is basically used for your communications, but it should not be like you are bringing in all the data from your CRM. So you should be very thoughtful while bringing in data from CRM. So let's say that I want to synchronize case object from my CRM. And now when I select the object, it will give me the option to select the fields which I want to create. So the object will create the data extension in Marketing Cloud, and the fields which I'm going to select are going to be my attributes for that particular data extension. So if I say that I want to bring in case number, reason is closed, and some of the email fields which may be useful for me to send out emails. Yeah. So let's say if I want to bring in and is escalated. Yeah. So let's say if I want to bring in these data, these fields in Marketing Cloud from case object, I'll say next. And here I can, filter out the data, what all records I want to bring in Marketing Cloud. It may be possible that I want to bring in all the records. No, it is possible that I want to bring in records which are created after a specific date. That if I may select, like, the dates, I want to see the records which have been created only after 2021 January, right? If I select that, the dates, records which have been created after this date, or I can, records depending on the conditions, like case is closed or open. If I want to bring in the data of cases which I can do that. If it is open, I can do that. So that's how it goes. And let's say if I want to bring in the records which has been created since. So after selecting that, records which you want to bring in, you can also select the pool schedule. This is like mainly 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. I think there's some issue. Let me refresh this page. So pool schedule is nothing but it helps you to give the Marketing Cloud a schedule in which in this duration, the data extensions should always get refreshed and bring the new data in Marketing Cloud. So if I say that I have scheduled a pool schedule of 15 minutes, my synchronized data extension will get refreshed in every 15 minutes, in every 15 minutes of time, right? Let me do that again. So pool schedule by default gives you 3 values. It is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. So you can select whatever you want to select in terms of your use case, how frequent you want the data to be refreshed in Marketing Cloud. Depending on that, you can select your pool schedule. Say we selected these, case number, reason, type is closed, uh, email, mobile number is stated, is escalated. Okay, and I selected the records which were created after 2021 January 1st. And here I can see the pool schedule, that is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour. So I'll say I need the data in every 15 minutes to be refreshed in my marketing cloud and updated in my marketing cloud. So I'll say save and synchronize. So this will give you a checkbox that, this will be going to create some of the changes in your data model. So are you okay with that? So yes, should be good. So once you create that, you can see that there is again one more synchronize object that has been set up in Marketing Cloud. That is case that you just now created. It may take some time for us to know uh, how many records are actually there. Okay, so you can see that this has been there created. Let's go in the, now if you want to see the records and the data extension which has been created because of this case object synchronizing, you can go in the data extensions tab and they will find a synchronized data extensions tab. There you go. So synchronize data extensions tab, you can see that there is a case Salesforce one. So if you see, these are the objects that has been synchronized in our Marketing Cloud business unit from our CRM. And these naming culture is in a way that, first it says the object name, then Salesforce, and number of copies that you have so far made in your different business units. So this nomenclature will be the same for all the synchronized data extensions that you create in your business unit. So let's say if I just now created case object, in case object, and the naming also you cannot edit it. It is the same. It will not be editable. Depending upon the filters and the fields that I used and the attributes, you can see that the fields in the CRM has now been treated as attributes in the Marketing Cloud. And depending on the filters that I created, right now I have 26 records in my in this data extension, right? Synchronized data extensions hold some of the exceptions that it cannot be filtered, it cannot be, or it cannot be modified, right? It can only be exported. So you can export the results if you want, if you can export the records. And these data extensions are not sendable and also cannot be used for testing purpose. So if you want to use a synchronized data extensions to send out data, so there is a simple way. What you need to do is you need to create an SQL in Automation Studio. You can say here in Automation Studio, you need to go and create a SQL activity, which will be treating synchronized data extension as the source and filtering out the data depending upon the filter criteria, whatever you give. And then or you can bring all the data in sync which is there in synchronized data extension and put it in a Marketing Cloud data extension, which is sendable and testable. So that's how you can use the records in synchronized data extension to send out your command. So yes, these are the properties that synchronized data extensions holds. And once you have the objects created, you can definitely create a Marketing Cloud data extension using your SQL activity to send out the communication. So when you go in setup, when you have set up already any object, there is some issue. When you have already set up an object in Marketing Cloud, you cannot exactly go and delete that object from Marketing Cloud. You can only pause the sync uh, from the the data from the data object that you have set up. You can only pause the sync, but you cannot delete the entire object, right? Mm, Also, you can modify the number of fields that you are bringing in. You can modify the filters that, since initially I created that I need records which were created after January. Maybe later I want to see the records which were there in 2020 or 2019 or any of the coming years. So I can do that, and even I can change the pool schedule. So whatever changes you make in these filters will be updated in the data extension. in the next schedule which is there. So if I do any changes now, it will be reflected in my data extension in next 15 minutes, right? And also, if there is any change in the record in that also get reflected in the data extension that we have just now created. That is the case records. So all the records will get sync again in every 15 minutes and will also get updated. Okay, so I think that is most of the things that we have around synchronized data extensions. And here in the activity tab, you can, see what all configuration changes, anything that has been done by any of the users. So you can see that. And if you, well, like if there is any discrepancy or if there is any change that has been made, you can go ahead and again remodify that change if you want to. So yes, that is how synchronized data extension works. And here is the pause sync. If you want to pause the sync for later use, I can go ahead and pause the sync, and it will give me this error as well, this message as well, that what effects is gonna be there in our marketing cloud business unit for this pause. So yep, that is all we have for marketing cloud synchronized data extensions. Last we have is custom data extensions, custom data sources. So since initially, as I told you that, there are different attributes, coming in from different platforms, they can be different platforms. So we know that, there is a possibility that some of the attributes may not get assigned to any of the data sources, right? So if I want to create a data source for the remaining of the attributes, which may help me to understand the, the source of the attribute or from where it is coming, I can do that. So let's say now it is showing me that there are 31 attributes in your business unit that has not been assigned to any of the data sources. So what I can do is I can go ahead and create the data source. Let's say I want to create data source for my CSV imports. So whatever data I'm importing, I want to create a data source for those attributes. And I will say create. Okay. You can go give some description if you want in there of why this data is created, data source is created. Now I can click on the select attributes, and I'll see all the 31 attributes which has not been assigned to any of the data sources. I can select the attributes which I want to this custom data source. I'll say select a data source, and I'll see that CSV import data. I'll select it. And these attributes, these 5 attributes will be assigned to that data structure. And I'll say done. So you can see that, now 26 are pending, and remaining 5 have been these attributes have been assigned to this custom data source that we have just now created. You can do this in the custom data sources. And yes, I understand that you might be thinking that why system data source and custom data sources have been used even if they don't have a real-time use case. So the main use case that I see around it is that, if you start working in a business unit and you don't have a proper documentation around the data structure, or if you don't have a proper KT sessions or something like that for a specific, for that business unit. So like these system data sources, custom data sources, if they are present, they will help you a lot to understand the data structure, how the data is moving, from where the data is coming, and what is exactly is the source of the data, and how your actions will impact on the data, whatever you are going to take in future. So that's the case. This is more for the informative purpose, apart from the synchronized data extensions. So it is used. I think we have, that is what we have in data sources. Let's move into our, I'll stop sharing and we'll move in our Q&A session.
Thank you so much, Bhupendra, for such an insightful session. Guys, if you have
Thank
any
you.
questions related to the data sources, please go ahead and put it in the chat. Bhupendra would be really happy to take it all.
Yes.
Okay, we have a question. Is synchronized DE two-way? How sync is done?
Yeah, so synchronized data extensions is two-way. Yes, you can, again create some records in Salesforce, and if you want to update some of the records in Salesforce, you can do that using journey builders. You have the activities there in journey builder which you can use to update the records or to create new records depending on certain actions that has been performed by the user. So you can control that, but yeah, it is two-way. Did that answer your question, Pritesh? Perfect. Any other question?
Yes, let's wait for 2 minutes for the question.
Yeah, we have one more. Can we use filtered D on synchronized E? No. So we cannot filter directly the data which is there in synchronized data extensions. As I mentioned, we can only create our SQL activity to filter out the data and put it in a sendable and testable data extension in Marketing Cloud. Rather than that, you will see that in Marketing Cloud data extension, there is a default functionality of copy the data extension or filtering the data extension, but it is not the case for synchronized data extensions. You can only do that for by using the SQL activity. Okay, thanks, Pritesh. Any other questions? How long the data extension data will be there in synchronized data extension. So yeah, synchronized data extension will hold the data for long as you don't go ahead and pause the sync. If you go ahead and modify something, it will be like, updated depending on the new structure which is there, new filters which you have selected. But yeah, as long as you don't go ahead and pause the sync, it will still continue, and it will be there in your data extension. Thank you.
Thanks, Bhupendra, again for such an insightful. Thank you all for joining us in.